Good afternoon. My name is Aki Ahim. I'm a licensed and bonded public insurance adjuster, national recruiter, reading digital manager. I'm here today with my friend, whom I met a little over 5 years ago, Tony Mealy. Tony Mealy, introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Tony. I am a good friend of Aki, and we've been friends and shared some business ideas for. Actually, I think it's more than 5 years. It's probably been closer to 10. I'd be willing to bet. Just because I remember how we met. So yeah, it's been a great run these past 10 years, my friend.
Well, you know what they say when you're having fun, time flies.
Absolutely,
When we
absolutely.
met, I had black hair. Yeah, so we're here today. We're going to discuss a few things. We're going to go over a few things. Uh, Tony is very successful in his business, which is one of the reasons he's on this call today. I mean, he has built a pretty good sized business. He's getting ready to get promoted again. I've had a chance to, we've broken bread together. I've met his daughter. I know his wife's nickname and all that stuff. So we've been around each other for a minute. And we're going to discuss today on how to build a successful business through relationships. And we're going to discuss that right after this. Now, building a successful business through relationships. Now, to tell you how this works, some of you might have seen the video that I did earlier with 6 degrees of separation. And that 6 degree, that started with Tony because I was on my way, I was in Browns Mills one night on my way to a claim. And I seen a church that had a tarp on it. I didn't have the time to really stop and get involved into the whole process right then. But by me being a preacher, for y'all who didn't know, I am a preacher. I couldn't ride by a church that I seen that needed a help and not stop. So I stopped. I gave them my information, told them if they needed my help, I'd be back and I could see what I could do to help them. So I went on, did what I had to do, wrote the claim, and a few days later, I got a call. And I went in to meet with the elders of the church, the committee. And I'm gonna let Tony take it from there because he was on the committee.
Yeah, so it was just one of those strange things where we had it was in 2010 is when it happened. That's how I know how long back it was, right? And there was an ice storm and we had some damage to the church. And the insurance company wanted to give us a very lowball number, and I got the paperwork from Aki, and what went through my head was, what if? And a lot of times when we get what ifs, the what ifs that we get is, well, what if it doesn't work? What if this isn't true? What if they're just trying to scam me or something? And I'm more programmed for, well, what if it works?
Right.
So I gave you a call, um, and you came out. And am I allowed to share the details of exactly what happened? Do you think that would be okay?
It's okay. It's your story.
So the insurance company that we had had offered us $28,000 to fix the roof, and they recommended a contractor, and it was going to cost $28,000 to get the roof fixed. Go figure.
Uh-huh.
Um, when you guys all came in and did what you did and finished doing the claim, after the fee for Metro, we had a check for over $50,000. It was $52,000 and some change. And then because I work for myself, the same way that you do, I was able to general contract it. I hired a fella that I knew from school who was in the roofing business to supply the shingles. And we were able to get one of his contacts to do the roofing. And a short story turned into a long one. We ended up getting the roof for the church, plus the flat roof for the extension, plus the roof on the parsonage done, and it cost all told about $40,000. And we were able to put $13,000 back into the church budget. So it was just a really good experience for us.
Now there's one part Tony forgot about in this. I remember it very well because remember there was smoke damage
There was.
that nobody knew about. We got them paid more for the smoke damage than it did for everything else, which made sure everything got covered, everything got paid, and had money to put away. Now, and because we located the smoke damage, found out that one of the heaters weren't functioning properly. All this happened because I took the time to stop, and from that we started building a relationship. As you can see at work, because we still in a relationship with each other, and
Yep.
and because of that, and the reason we know uh, 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 building a successful building relationship works is because Tony referred me, and like I said, anybody that's seen the 6 degrees of separation know that he referred me to somebody in North Carolina, and that somebody in North Carolina got their place fixed, ended up coming back up here getting his home fixed up here. He led me to a big vocational school in Philadelphia that we got that place fixed too, and some friends of his, and we still doing business. Now, you say, well, how's that benefiting Tony? Because Tony was the one that recommended me, and because I'm doing a good job for his clients, it makes his reputation looks good also because now they trust him even more because we know if he recommends somebody, they gonna do a good job for us. And
Absolutely.
we're here together to say, because now, Tony, tell us about your business.
So I work in finance, so I'm helping people make sure that they're getting out of debt, to make sure that they are insured properly, to make sure that they are saving for retirement and college and things like. But I think that the key really is that when you meet somebody, you don't necessarily we don't want to go out there and just pitch our business at somebody and just be that guy.
Right.
But if you go out and you have a servant's heart and you really want to help people, that's what makes the difference. So one of the things that I think made us click is that um, I don't go out and sell stuff. I go out and I give people options and I offer them ways that they can help, and they can take those options today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, never. It doesn't matter. Um, and it's the same thing when you said, look, this is what we can do and we can help the church. And so it's always about being in a place of service for others. Aki's a preacher. I'm the music minister at my church. I'm also the head of the council, and so I filter just about everything through Scripture. So if I sound a little preachy when I say this, I'm going to apologize now, but I'm really not going to be sorry about it either. But the master teacher gave us the secret to having a successful business. And he said that the secret to success is to serve the many.
That's right.
And so I just have that whole service mentality, that service philosophy. And so we have, in the last 21 years, we've built a multi-million dollar agency, and we've got several hundred clients. Um, and yeah, that's the short story.
And I could tell you this. Me and Tony have the same philosophy. We say it a little differently, but the same philosophy because we're birth servants. But with me, when I go out to make a friend. Because if I make a friend, everything else follows.
Yep.
You know, if you walk in and the only thing you interested in doing is just saying, "Oh, okay, I'm in here, I'm gonna get this and run on to the next one, on to the next one." No, when I'm there with that client, I'm there for whatever it takes, whatever I need to do, whatever I need to service them, to answer all their questions completely and truthfully. And if I don't know the answer, I have no problem with saying, "Well, look, I don't have the answer right now, but I am able to get it." Now, when I was working with Tony, I told because anybody that's ever seen a, a church insurance policy things about this thing, I said, Tony, I need a copy. And a good thing they had a Xerox machine and all that stuff there so they could make a copy. But I had to go through all that paperwork to figure out what were.
Right.
But from that point on, we didn't stop there. We started having breakfast together, lunch together, talking to each other all the time, sharing sermons with each other and different things. So we became friends so we could still work and build successful business. And Tony brought this up the other day. I can't take credit for this. Tony brought this up today. He said, you know, one good thing about us, IK, what's that, Tony? He said, we never tried to steal each other's people.
Nope.
Even though we was dealing with each other people, we never tried to steal them. Now, one of his people did come on my team, but it's not because I tried to steal. I want to make this clear. Because he's seen how I helped them in North Carolina and in Philadelphia and how I worked, he wanted to become a part of the team. I didn't go after him or anything. He just said, hey, you know what? Can I do this? I mean, what I'm going to tell him? No, yeah, you can do it if you want to do it. So, you know, and that's what makes a friendship work. When I can trust you. If I can't trust you, there's no friendship, there's no relationship. But if I could trust you, then we can build a successful relationship because we're here today to let you know, you just heard he got a multi-million-dollar conglomerate going on because of relationships and friendships. I'm here today with him to let anybody know that if you put relationships and friendships first and not the dollar bill, you can have a successful business.
Absolutely.
Now, yeah,
Absolutely.
and you know
the
what?
key there
Go ahead.
the key is that you have to be genuine about it.
Yeah,
There
absolutely.
can be there is no room in business for a conditional friendship.
Right.
And that's one of those things that well, I'll be your friend as long as you do business with me. I'll be your friend as long as you buy my service. I'll be your friend as long as you buy my product. No, we don't do that. We're just friends. And
Right.
if I can and we ask a lot of questions to find out whether or not a person has a need. Our sales formula, and I bet you, Aki, when I say this out loud, you will probably say, "Oh, you know what? I'm doing the same thing." But here's the sales formula in our agency. It's we meet somebody, we make friends with them,
Right.
we talk to them, we speak to them like they are people, not somebody that we're hunting, but we listen with two ears and speak with one mouth,
Right.
and we listen to see if they have a problem. And then if they have a problem, we just ask them, well, do you want to fix that? And if our services will help them fix their problem, then we suggest that they use our services. If the problem is something that your company can fix, then we refer them to you. If their problem that they want to fix is something that they need to see a doctor or a nutritionist, we refer them out. And we just have a lot of professional relationships that we can refer people out to fix problems.
Yes.
And that's it. And then what we've found is that enough people are going to appreciate that, and they're going to say, well, you know what, Tony, I have this other problem. I'm struggling with credit card debt. Can you fix it? Well, okay. Or I need insurance, or I need an investment, or whatever. But It's because of the fact that we're helping them solve other problems that the relationship grows, and then enough will come back.
And the great thing about helping somebody solve their problem, they don't mind telling somebody else that you helped them solve that problem.
Not even a little bit.
Because, you need to talk to this guy. Because I had to, and you know what? I love telling my people, you get paid in direct proportion to the size of the problem that you solve.
I'm gonna steal that one.
Be my guest.
I'll give you credit the first two or three times. After that, I own it.
Yeah, well, that's okay with me because plagiarism is a part of my business. Because being a preacher, we always stealing somebody else.
I tell people all the time, I'm in R&D, which is not research and development. It's robbing and duplicating.
That's right. And it saves a lot of time because if you solve a small problem, then that's going to be what you'll pay. You solve a large problem, then your pay will be large. And the larger the problem you solve, and and I'm not here just to promote my business, I'm just trying to explain something. One of the greatest joys I have in my business is when I go to a client and they tell me the insurance company has denied their claim and they can't get paid. What am I gonna do? I got this hole in my roof. They denied it, and what can I do? I get the paperwork, I reopen the claim, and we get them paid, get the roof fixed and everything, and they can't stop jumping for joy because they had no recourse or how they was going to fix it. And do you know they can't stop telling people about that? And that's how you build relationships in a successful business because when you help people that, especially people that can't help themselves, they're willing to tell somebody. And if you're not in it for just the money, you there to help. And that's the one thing about me and Tony, we both have servant hearts. And when I hear something like that, I can't help but want to go to work for them. Give me the paperwork. Let me take the burden off of you. Let me handle it for you. Go
So
ahead,
Akeem,
Tony. I see you ready to roll.
yeah. So I'm just curious, Akeem, because we just had a study that was done in the life and health industry, um, and I'm wondering if you experienced the same thing in the property and casualty side of things. But the big operating philosophy of a lot of the big insurance companies is to deny and delay on
Delay, deny,
claims.
and defend.
That's it. They're going to court and saying, you know what, that wasn't really what was meant. They're going to delay or deny the claims because their hope is that if they delay and deny as long as they can, if they tie it up in legislation and in court cases, that the average consumer is just not going to fight it. They're going to finally throw their hands up in surrender and say, I give up, and they're going to just pay out of pocket. Is that what you find as well?
Yes, absolutely. And that's why I tell them, let me take the burden. Then you won't get, because they want you to get frustrated. They want you to quit. Let me take the burden. Let me take it. And then I can handle it because I'm not emotionally attached to it. And I tell you, and that's one of the reasons I love what we both do.
Mm-hmm.
We do it in different ways, but I do free homeowners policy coverage reviews. And I just did one with one of my trainees the other day, and I'm not bragging about what I do or anything. I'm just simply stating the fact. We went to this client's house, and I did it virtually. My trainee was there in person, and I went over her policy with her, and she told me, she said, Aki, I thought I was on top of this because I go over my policy. I thought I knew what was in there. So you just got through telling me stuff I didn't know, stuff I need to get changed, stuff I need to get fixed. And then what I told her, I said, guess what? It didn't cost you nothing. You paying your insurance company, and they won't come tell you that because if they tell you that, you'll be able to file a claim and know how to file it, and then they'll have to pay you. So, and through that, guess what? Just made another friend because it didn't cost her nothing, and she
Yep.
knows that she could see it that I was telling the truth about what I was saying. Just give you an example, then you're gonna give one of yours. She had she was paying $9,600 a year
Mm-hmm.
for business insurance, and she didn't have no business in the house.
Well, why would you even do that?
She didn't know it was there. She didn't
That
know
just, yeah. But what's the reason? Why would the insurance agent do that?
making money.
That's all it's about.
Because
It,
in 10 years, I told you spent $960. Almost $1,000 for nothing.
for nothing.
Nothing.
For
Not
nothing.
to mention the sump pump they had on there and all this other stuff they had on there that she had absolutely no use for.
Right.
So
Yeah. I
you
mean,
have an example like that in your business?
we've got a couple of examples along those lines. I've got a young woman. She bought her life insurance through the bank, um, thinking that because it was a bank that she worked at, that she was doing the right thing. And the insurance policy that they sold her, trying to think how to say this without putting a whole lot of personal stuff. Well, doesn't matter. It's costing her $700 a month.
Woo.
It's a mortgage payment,
Yeah, sure is.
right? And we were able to sit down and have the same conversation with her and say, well, wait a minute, you've got things that are in here that don't need to be in here. And we're going to give her the exact same coverage for her and her husband. And we're going to do it for about $219 a month,
Right.
right? But why would they inflate everything like that? Well, it's about making money for the agent because that's what they're taught to do.
Yes.
We had a case several years ago. I haven't seen it since, but we had a case where I'm looking at life insurance policies, and there were a whole bunch of them in this house, and one of them was on a child. And I said, well, when did your 3 year old start smoking? And they said, my 3 year old doesn't smoke cigarettes. And I said, well, your insurance policy says that he's a tobacco user. Well, when you're a tobacco user, your life insurance costs go up about
That's
double.
right.
And so, no, these agents, they don't teach people about how these things work. They don't, and it's not just life insurance, and it's not just the homeowner's insurance. They don't teach how renter's insurance works. Most of us really don't have any clue on how our car insurance works. Most of us don't have any. Try and figure out your health insurance. All right. And so, what do we, there are so many things that get padded in that they don't explain. They're just like, this is how much it's going to cost. Sign here at the bottom. Press hard. Third copy's yours. You hold the pen. I'll move the paper, and that's it. They just hard close you into whatever it is that they think they're going to get. And we just don't want to see people do that. We want to teach people, educate them, get them to understand what it is they have, and that's how you can help a client save a lot of money. That's how you can help a client make a legitimate claim on their homeowner's policy or on their building policy. It comes down to education.
And I'm glad you said legitimate because and that's one of the things because both of our faiths, we can't do stuff that's not correct. It has to be legitimate. And
Right.
we're only going to do those things that are correct and right because our job is to protect our clients. And I tell them all the time that certain things I cannot do because it's not right. But if it's right, I will do it for you. And and listen, anybody who's there, all the information for Tony will be you'll see it at the bottom. So if you want to get in touch with him, to have a free interview with him so he can go
Yep.
over whatever you're interested in, life insurance, finances, feel free. I have no problem with that. And as you can see, we're both in a successful business. We both doing what's right for our clients. If we didn't, we wouldn't have the successful business that we do, and people wouldn't be referring us to other people. And listen, this stuff is free. That the part that really blows my mind. You tell people it's free, and they feel like, oh no, it can't be. Yeah, it is. It's free.
Yep.
I would be more than willing. I get a real thrill out of. Listen, I've been doing this for 12 years. I've done it for millionaires, business people, no mayors. I've been done it for everybody. I have yet to have somebody sit down and tell me, Aki, you wasted my time. They
Me neither.
all say the same thing. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you made me sit down and listen because I didn't know that. I didn't know that smoke damage was covered. I didn't know that stain from the toilet overflowing was covered. I didn't know that warped floor from the water on my hardwood floor was covered. I didn't know my carpet being messed. I didn't know all this stuff.
Mhm.
I didn't know the shingles was missing was covered. I didn't know. And if you wait too long, they're not going to pay it. So feel free to give us a call. Look, we're not done yet, but I want to get this said because we might have to wrap up soon. Subscribe, hit the like button. Like I said, all the information will be there. All you got to do is pick up a phone, call, email, however you want to do it. We'll be willing to listen to you, go over anything with you. Our job is to serve you, to help you. That's my motto. When you call me, I say, how can I help you?
Yep.
That's all I want to know.
And Aki, another way that you and I work alike, and this was just something that was going through my head as I'm thinking about this, right? Um, I will do a financial game plan for anybody,
Right.
and I don't care. I give it away for free because my business philosophy has always been that if I do that, enough people will say, hey, you know what? I need this, that, or the other thing. So I'm going to start off with, I'm not going to ever say that I'm going to make a special offer. Here's the offer that everybody gets, whether you're friends of Aki or not, is everybody can have a financial plan gotten for free.
Right.
But if I'm not licensed in your state, I have plenty of people that are licensed in other states and we'll get them to take care of you. But Aki works the same way. When Enoch needed help down in North Carolina and Aki's up here in New Jersey, he just went and got one of his people that is licensed down in North Carolina to help and take care of him. Right? And I think I got that part of the story
Yeah,
pretty
you got it
close,
right.
right?
Ken Hatfield was the one that helped down there. I'm
Yeah,
licensed in a few different states, but not North Carolina.
right. And so like I'm licensed in a lot of states personally. But if you're in a state that I'm not licensed in, oh, then I'm going to find somebody who is licensed in your state and they'll help you. But we're more than willing to serve as many people as need help. And let's face it, in today's day and age, the people who are struggling with, you know, just meeting their bills, in this post-COVID time that we're in, the articles that I'm reading, people are struggling. People just they're just not sure, and they don't know where to go to get help. Um, but if your car breaks, you go to a mechanic. If your window breaks, you go to a carpenter. If your tooth is broken, you go to a
Right.
dentist. All right, but people don't think to reach out to people like you and me, Aki. I don't know why. They'd rather, get onto Google or talk to their cousin Lou, who's in his basement with his old Apple IIc, trying to
Yeah.
figure out how things go. All right.
But
It is
I'll
what
tell
it
you,
is.
but I'll tell you this, you're absolutely correct because I'm licensed in a few different states. Uh, and my organization goes down to, I got people in Florida, people in Maryland, people in Georgia, Ohio. I'm licensed personally in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland. I might have to get a few more licenses if this keep up, but
Yep.
still, like you said, because of relationships now. Remember, this whole thing is about building a successful business through relationships. Because of relationships, when I pick up a phone in another state to help you that I'm not licensed is, I'm not just picking up a phone and just looking through the phone book to find somebody. This person that I'm calling, I have a relationship with, and they know me and I know them, and they know that if they're dealing with my clients, that that's my client, and if they need to take care of them the same way as I would, and that's the same way Tony operates. So again, I can't stress it enough. You can't lose anything. Feel free to pick up a phone, say, look, I own my home, I got a homeowner's insurance policy, I really don't understand it. Can you help me? Yes, call. I will send you a link to my calendar. We'll schedule some time going. It's not a big deal. And then if you're the one, if you're the first one to say, which after 12 years you would be, and you didn't help me. So feel free to call. Call Tony. Listen, one thing I know about Tony, he has a great attitude. He loves, see, here's what makes us different than a lot of people. We love people.
Mhm.
And because of the love that we have for people, we can only do what's right for the people, which builds our relationships, which builds our business. So we're
Absolutely.
looking forward to hearing from anything you want to say, Tony.
No, I think we kind of covered all of it. It is an honor to be your friend. I mean, from the bottom of my heart, wouldn't introduce you to my children, would not introduce you to the redhead if it was not for any of that. It's just off of a freak circumstance of an ice storm and a busted shingle.
But you know what? It was
It
in
was
God's will.
it was meant to be, my friend.
Because I could have went in Brown. You know, there's a couple of different ways to get into Brown's Mills, but I just happened to go that way that night past your church while that talk was up there. But you know what? When I knew we was really, really solid friends when we had, I think it was lunch at the Iron Skillet, and you brought your daughter to meet.
Yes, and she still talks about that from time to time.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, she
because
just and she just got married this past October.
what?
Yes.
God, you're right. It was a long time ago. But I'll tell you what, just like our relationship and all the relationships that we've built, I still have people that will call me. That's why I can't change my phone number. I had one of my clients move to Tennessee and had lost my phone number. They had to go on Facebook to get my phone number to call me because they still had property up here in New Jersey. And because I had did a good job for them before, they wanted me to handle it for them again while they was in Tennessee.
I'm thinking about it. I think you actually have done two claims for the church. I think you have. I think you did a second smaller one within the last few years. Um, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I think there was a second one that we did, um, because we will be a repeat customer. If it needs to be done, it needs to be done.
Okay. Well, I'm here for you, my brother.
Same,
Listen,
same.
we're gonna wrap up this segment. We're gonna send this out to you, and we want you to subscribe, hit the like button. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You'll see the Mercer County Public Adjuster.com at the bottom. That's my YouTube channel. Tony's, you can find him on LinkedIn, which I will put that down there underneath there too, so that you can get in touch with us. Listen, you can only be helped. You can't be hurt by this. And
Yeah.
we just want to say, stay safe out there because you know what? Even though they opening up all these places and going crazy, I don't went and got my first shot. I got to go get my second one. I'm getting tested for COVID on a regular basis because I'm dealing with a lot of people. But I love doing things virtually. But if I have to come in person, I have no problem with it because I got masks, gloves, hand sanitizer. I got it all in my car. Tony, I'm looking forward to the next time we can do this again. God bless you. God keep you. God watch over you.
Thank you, my friend.